And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another broadcast this fine Saturday afternoon. Of course, we were live earlier today, or earlier last night, with ESL Masters Asia Open Qualifier number 1. We were live this morning with the American Open Qualifier number 1 as well. And now we are here with KSL because the weekend has just started and we have many more casts to go. Oh boy. So yes, welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone was able to get some food, take a break, get some water, have some rest, and be ready for some Korean StarCraft action. But before we get to the Korean action, we are here with some American action. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Greswan, we have the Korean caster himself representing Into the Clan. It is Into the iNu. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent, the ex-CranKy Duckling himself, representing the Platinum Heroes, the Blue Terran. It is Vindicta. Let's go, Bobby, let's go. For those wondering, Vindicta, of course, is currently streaming his POV. He is hosting a 24-hour stream because he's crazy. I believe there's around 9 hours left for his 24-hour stream. Oh boy, and yeah, he's using this tournament to help him stay awake. To help him stay awake this fine evening. As I just try to set up a couple of things here in casting tool. But yeah, I hope everyone is enjoying themselves, taking a break of from NA StarCraft and continuing on with the Korean StarCraft instead. Exclamation mark be in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. We have quite a lineup tonight, quite a number of pro Korean players. We've got Dark, we've got Solar, we've got Classic, we've got Hero. But we're missing some people. We're missing some Terrans. I mentioned this a while ago, but yeah, Björn was missing last week. Maru was here, but this week there is no Maru, there's no Björn, there is no Cure. The top Korean players that we expect to be seeing here in the KSL, they're not here anymore, and I have to wonder if it's because it's the weekend. As it was announced on social media, KSL was up until now on Fridays. It was on Friday night, Friday afternoon for the Koreans, but this is the first week that KSL is taking place on Saturday instead. Depending on feedback, depending on what the players want, because at the end of the day, this is for the players, we have moved this over to a Saturday instead, hopefully for more signups, hopefully because it's the weekend, more people are available and more people can take part in the KSL. So the casters have kind of decided to, or the organizers, Dave, Testa, and Chicken Man, have decided to move this to the weekend. But will it have the desired effect? Will we have more Koreans and more Southeast Asians available for this tournament? For the time being, that's not the case, but it's also very possible that because it's the first week, maybe they don't know that it was changed, they don't know that it was moved, and it's going to take a while for us to really figure out if the move is worth it, or maybe we should move it back to Friday. We'll see what's the case. Regardless, a lot of the top Terran talent is not here this week. There is Special, there's Vindicta, but no big Korean Terrans other than Honmono. So it is mainly going to be about the Zergs and the Protoss this week, which is why we need to cast as much of the Terrans as we can to kick things off before they are all gone. And I mean, I know that's blasphemous. Obviously, Migs is going to win the entire thing, but he's also been awake for 24 hours. So I don't know how much of his brain is still there right now. I don't know. Regardless, we do see a 3 Hellion 5 Reaper opening. Oh, the Mind Shot does connect with the Reapers of iNu and Vindicta. He holds beautifully here. That Mind Shot was insane. iNu just crashes into the brick wall that is Vindicta's natural. And oh, we do see him skirting around here, trying to get a little bit more damage, but oh, the Cyclone shuts him down. This was, of course, a double gas opener here from iNu, focusing on a bit more aggression. But now things after the early game are going to be settling down. After this, Vindicta does have a much more economic lead here, as his worker count, you can see, has taken quite a bit of a lead, and it was more on iNu to deal a little bit more damage. We do see a faster third TC on the way, so iNu's going to try and get into a longer, later game here. He's going to try and take advantage, or try to take an economic advantage. But Vindicta is not too far behind with his own CC timing. At the same time, we do have the Liberator slipping into the main base, is going to be laying siege upon that mineral line. At the same time, iNu is going to try and slip in with his Reapers and Hellions. VSV is going to be going down at the same time. We do have both Reapers of Vindicta slipping into the main base and dealing even more damage. 5 SCVs go down to only 2 Reapers. But you could argue that iNu did at least deal some inadvertent damage. We did have a lot of lost mine time here in the main base. Ooh. So yeah, Vindicta is going to be quite a bit ahead here overall. Despite the lost mine time, he still has that worker lead, and that still counts a little bit more in the end. We do have quite a solid tank lead and Raven lead as well. Again, because of the openers, we really were only able to pump out 1 Raven here for iNu, and that is disastrous. Ravens, they really impact the game so much, especially in the early game of TvT. Both armies are moving out. Oh, but Vindicta, he sees Poppy. He ignores. He's like, yo, you're moving out. All right, let's keep on going, Poppy. We do see a bit of a scan. Vindicta confirming the location of iNu's army, and he's just going to keep on pushing. He gets on top of the high ground, and he's going to be able to just outposition iNu. Ooh, the tank shots go off. iNu's going to try and find another way in. He does have that 1 Raven, bear that in mind. So he does have a disable available to him. There are only 2 tanks. But at the same time, Vindicta has his counter disables available, as well as iNu maybe trying to set up a bit of a surround coming in from 2 angles. Oh, and here we go, he's diving in. Oh, he does pull back at the last second, and that 1 tank is going to be focused down. The boys are being pulled. iNu trying to go for the surround. But here we go, the auto turrets are thrown down. We have a disable as well. The Raven energy being used insanely well, but it's not going to be enough. This army is going to get cleaned up, but at what cost? That worker lead that Vindicta had, well, it's even bigger now. 15 SCVs went down in that skirmish. iNu does defend, he does survive, but is he really living? He does have a 3rd CC that he can land, but still in his main base, Vindicta taking his own on location is going to be floating over that CC, and oh boy, I mean, iNu, he's got a bit of a ways to go. We do see his upgrades lining up here. Stim +1 and +1 finishing up. But alas, he doesn't really have too many Marines to take advantage of. It's the downside. He's got 3 Marines right now. That's all he's working with. He's getting the rest of his production up and running. Now working with 3 Raxes, soon to be 5 Raxes. But he can't really take advantage of this. He can maybe go for a crisper 2-2 timing. That's definitely something he can try and go for if he can make it that long. Meanwhile, iNu doesn't want to take this line down. He's moving out across the map. He wants to try and assert at least some pressure on the map. But Vindicta's chilling, mate. We do have 3 tanks now. The Ravens survived. At least 2 of them were able to survive. 1 of them did get focused down. iNu's going to be really careful here. He moves out within tower range and will back off from there. Oh boy. As I do appreciate this as well. We just see a scan into the main base, but we have a double Liberator production. This is going to be scouted by that scan, and this is going to be a good way to try and come back in this game. But Vindicta is fully aware of the potential of those Liberators. He's going to be that much more attentive to his minimap and to his army, or will he? That's the big question. Vindicta, he has been awake for 24 hours. Is the brain still there, Papi? You know, are the higher motor functions available for Vindicta? I would hope so. I'd hope so. But you know what? Maybe he doesn't need it. See, maybe he plays Terran better when the brain turns off. I don't know. As we have the Liberator slipping on in, did take a couple of hits from that turret. At the same time, another Liberator coming in towards the natural base as well. The multi-prong attack is upon us, but oh my god, both Liberators go down immediately. We do have a double drop slipping into the main base, so Liberators may not have dealt a lot of damage, but this drop has potential. Here we go. We have the boys being pulled away from the 3rd base. At the same time, Vindicta, he doesn't care. He's pushing in across the map to the exposed 3rd of iNu. We see, the CC being focused down, and there is no way to save this. Anti-armor missile on the entire army from both players, to be fair, but we have tanks to support, and tanks are everything in TvT. GG gets called. Vindicta will take the first game. Ooh. Damn. Yeah, there we go. Solid start here for our American Terran. But a massive shout out to iNu because he's not a bad player at all. I know, a lot of people like to think that, casters, they're not the best players, and you're not wrong. We do spend more time casting, but iNu, if you don't know, he is a Korean caster, and he will be casting after his run ends here, and yeah, he's putting on a good showing. Quite a solid player, is in that Masters range. Unfortunately, it is going to be a tough ask for him to go up against Vindicta of all players, but he will be doing his best. We'll see what he can show us. We'll see what he can pull off here in game number 2. Oh. Momentum. There we go. Oh. It's catching up in the chat. At night here. Yeah, it is, getting in towards the night in the land of the Americas, and deep into the night in Europe as well. Hello, Cream Puff. Hello. Frost as well. Emperor Football. Bienvenidos. And here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Babylon, we have the South Korean Terran player. Usually a caster, but now here competing in the KSL, we have the South Korean Terran representing into the clan. It is iNu. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Babylon, we have its opponent. We have the American Terran player representing Platinum Heroes. It is Vindicta. Boy, here we go. Vindicta with a pretty strong showing in the first game, but iNu, when it comes to his builds, when it comes to his timings that he was trying to go for, they were looking quite on point in the end. Maybe a little bit wise to be a little bit less aggressive in the early game. It's quite possible to still maintain that map control. We'll see how iNu decides to approach game number 2 here in this TvT. Once again, both players are going for double gas openers. No Rax expands or anything like that. We're not crazy, but we're not Gumiho. Gumiho's another one that's not here. Your Gumihos, your Björns, your Cures, your Bunnies. Smurge. It feels Smurge to be a Korean Terran today. It's all in Honmono. It's all up to Honmono. Oh. So, yeah, we'll see how this does progress here. Oh, interesting. We do have a reactor first coming out from iNu. Isn't going to be going for any initial units. On top of that, he's not going for an SCV Scout either. So, no SCV Scout, no Reaper Scout. Very greedy play overall. Meanwhile, across the map, Vindicta going for a much more standard opener, going for the reactor, going for the factory as well. Reactor? What? Reaper is what I had to say. Oh. The casting is getting to me. It's all getting to me, Poppy. It's all getting to me. So, yeah, we'll see how this will turn out. Of course, there is going to be a period here where iNu will be able to have a bit of an influx of these Reapers. Maybe he can try and catch Vindicta off guard, but Vindicta, he's staying at home with his first Reaper. If he was out here on the map, like poking, prodding, and trying to punish this natural, then he would just lose that Reaper, but he's, he's smarter than that. He's playing safer, just keeping his initial Reapers back at home instead. Not doing anything crazy. And he will not be caught out. From here, we're just expanding, we're chilling, we're taking our natural bases. Nothing too crazy at the start of this TvT. But we'll see where things progress, as, we actually have a Widowmine follow-up as well. This is very reminiscent to the opener of Vindicta in Game 1. I know we were focusing a little bit more on catching everyone up with what's been happening, with all the tournaments that we've been casting. But yeah, likewise, these Widowmines are a great defensive tool. We saw how well it worked for Vindicta in Game 1. And it could be looking to work well again, especially if we see another commitment into all these Hellions and Reapers. iNu just going for the same opener. 5 Reapers and 3 Hellions. We're going to be looking to just rush up this ramp, but we can see the foliage covering that Widowmine. And iNu's, yeah, he's going to have to do a little bit better when it comes to splitting off his units and baiting out that mine shot, because last time he took a massive mine shot to the face. Boy. Behind this, we even have a Liberator as well. Even more aggression coming out from iNu. Actually working up to 6 Reapers, one more than his standard, so damn. He really wants to get damage done, and here we go. Gonna be looking to force himself. Oh, we have a burrow! Oh my god, Mix! He unburrows at just the wrong time, and here we go. The mine shot goes off, only takes down 1 Reaper. The boys are pulled quite quickly. Not too many are going to be going down, but 4 SCVs still fall. The Cyclone comes out. With the power of the Cyclone, we're going to be able to hold on to at least our main base, but there is no mining out whatsoever at the natural. Ay. Yeah, so iNu getting a decent amount of damage done, and he's able to get out of there as well with the majority of his units. Did lose a little bit of additional gas in the end, but iNu does take a slight worker lead. Oh, very unlucky on Burrow. But it's like, yo, nothing's coming my way. I guess we're just moving forward. But iNu was waiting for that moment. Meanwhile, here we go. That Liberator we were talking about earlier is slipping into the main base at the same time. Vindicta is looking to counterattack with his own Reapers. Oh, he does spot that Lib. Does pull immediately. Oh my god. Big reaction here out of Migs. Jesus. Arguably a bit of an overreaction. Yeah. It's going to be falling a little bit further behind economically as well as a result. Oh. But his overall build is quite solid. You know, we have our Raven production coming in. Only 2 Ravens this time. Interesting. He goes for the 2 Ravens and he goes for an add-on swap. He's going into faster Vikings instead. Oh boy, Vindicta, yeah, he's going to be moving out with this. He's going to be quite aggressive, especially compared to the last game. Wants to assert himself across the map. His opponent already has that 3rd CC done, by the way. Vindicta only just starting his own, so the onus is going to be on Vindicta to try and recover economically to deal some counter damage and try to get ahead that way. Oh boy, here we go. And this is all spotted by iNu. He's going to be able to rotate over towards the 3rd base once again. We do have a couple of those Reapers slipping on in, and hey, they are going to deal some counter damage at least. Oh, this tank is looking a little bit exposed, but yeah, Vindicta doesn't really have too much to really try and punish it. Well, he's thinking about it, though. He's definitely thinking about it. We do see the Disable coming on in, and he is going to dive on top of this 3rd base. Is going to be able to at least shut down the tank. I don't think he has the DPS for the CC, but he will do some damage. Oh, a 2nd Disable as well on the high ground tank. iNu scrambling to try and deal with this, but he's not trading too well. He will be throwing down his own auto turrets, and he will clean up these tanks. With the death of those tanks, that is the end of this push for Vindicta. After all said and done, he does get a couple of workers. He does delay the mining here at the 3rd. And somehow he keeps these Ravens alive. Even the Vikings slipping into the main base just do a little bit of additional damage here. 6 SCVs in total going down. And after that's said and done, Vindicta, you know, his own 3rd CC timing isn't going to be too far behind his opponents. He has almost a 10 worker lead. There we go, is looking to saturate that 3rd. And more importantly, he was able to keep those Ravens alive, so they're going to be able to regenerate that energy. We're going to be seeing a repair soon as well, I imagine. As we... God. God damn it. As we can see, Vindicta transitioning into mech from here. And I guess it makes sense just because Vindicta did have a bit of a rough start. He did take quite a bit of losses, and as a result, he's like, you know what? Let's just be as efficient as possible. Let's just slow the game down and whip out some more factories and mech it up. Just make it happen. God. God damn it, Vindicta. God damn it. So that is going to be what we're seeing from our American Terran. We just see a bit of a scan. We did see the production earlier. Vindicta is fully aware of the bio-tank composition of his opponent. iNu hasn't scanned the main yet, so iNu doesn't really know what he's up against. He doesn't know how much more economic he should be being, how much more active on the map he should be being either. We do have a fast fourth on location here, at least from iNu. But Vindicta is being quite active here despite the slower mech army. He's already here and he's going to be looking to punish this. Oh, he arrives a couple seconds too late. The CC is done. It will be able to float away. A lot of tank volleys do go off though on those Marines. Oh, and the CC is getting pretty damn low. Will survive in the end. Again, if Vindicta had gotten here a couple seconds sooner, he would have been able to just flat out cancel that CC. Meanwhile, we have our disables. The tanks do go down. The boys are being pulled. Oh, and we do see iNu trying to break on through, but he cannot. GG gets called. And Vindicta takes the series 2-0. Which button is it? GG, well played. Oh. Vindicta having a great counter push, if you recall, when he was punishing or denying mining at that third base, the way that he was able to make use of his ravens as well and out-control his opponent. Oh, and then also just recognizing when a timing was available to him, moving out with all of those tanks. I think he had like 6 tanks in total. He had the ravens alive from earlier. Honestly, if it wasn't for if the ravens had died in the initial push, I feel like maybe iNu would have been able to hold, but we saw how they can really influence a fight, how they were able to disable those tanks. GG. GG. Congratulations to Vindicta.